Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Creative Revolution with me, Creatrix Libby. Today, I want to welcome you into the second month of the new year and offer some tools that will let more of your life, more of your energy, more of your spark come through. I'm going to do a longer training on this if you would like to go more in depth. But here today, I just want to speak to the part of you that's like, another year? This again? Don't lie, that part of you exists. That part of me exists. And I'm somebody who is born with an excessive amount of energy. Let's welcome that part. Let's welcome that part to the scene. The part of you that really doesn't want to have to do this again. The part of you that really doesn't want to have to do another administration in the US right now with this president. The part of you that really doesn't want to have to keep waking up to whatever the situation it is that you're in, that you're waking up to. And let's just take a deep breath in for all of that and a deep breath out, remembering that all of us are waking up to our own version of that. Inhale, breathe it in. Exhale, not another fucking day, excuse my French. Inhale, breathe it in. I can't take this shit. Exhale, breathe it out. Let's collectively bring that in a little bit more. Breathe in. I can't fucking do this, and I don't want to. Exhale. Can you hear somebody else saying that too? Inhale. Fuck that. I have to record this on a laptop. I want to be in person. Exhale. Can you let a part of you who actually wants to laugh through this laugh? Inhale. I don't want another one of my own demons who's blocking me from stopping me from just going on the date or saying yes or doing the thing or showing up in the way that I want to. Exhale. Inhale. I don't want to have to deal with the freaking systems of the world and the way that they're operating. And I don't want to have to deal with the part of my mind that won't let me stop thinking about them. Exhale. Release. Inhale, I'm tired of these fucking social systems that have to do only with materialistic science when everything about my life is teaching me that magic and miracles exist. And I want to live a life with magic and miracles because it's boring out here without it. Your I'm sick of it might sound different, but I'm just giving you a taster of some of mine. Inhale, I don't want to be grieving a freaking 50 year in a row. Exhale. Inhale, I'm sick of my body responding in this way. Exhale, release it. Inhale, I'm tired. I'm tired. I've been showing up. Nothing's changing. Exhale. Inhale, where are my collaborators? Where is some of my people say this to me when I'm working with them? Where's my posse? Where's my people? Where's the support? Exhale. Inhale, I didn't expect it to be this bad. Inhale, I knew that it was going to be hard, but this is not the level that I thought it was going to be. Inhale, I know how to do this already, and I don't know why I can't take action on it. Exhale. Inhale, I ought to know. Exhale, I don't. Inhale, I wish that it was easier. Exhale, I can't stop thinking about this again. Inhale, I know what I'm doing. 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 Well, if I know what I'm doing, why am I shaking this much? Exhale, release. Inhale, I'm tired. Exhale, release. Inhale. Fuck this. Exhale, release. Inhale, give me some order. I'm tired. I'm tired of this chaos. Exhale. I got no words. Inhale, this chaos is driving me crazy. Exhale, I'm scared. Inhale, I feel alone out here. Exhale, I thought it was going to be easier. Inhale, dear God, if you exist, send me some support and I'm tired while we're at it. Exhale, I'm a brat and it's fine. Inhale, how? Why? Inhale, humans, why? Exhale, I want to love you and I feel like I can't. Inhale, it hurts. Exhale. Inhale, it hurts. Exhale, we can hold this. Inhale, it's not fair. Exhale. Inhale, the cries sound different for different parts of this body. Exhale, we can listen. Inhale, I have a life that I have to live. I have needs that I have to take care of. Exhale, it's all connected to everyone else's. Inhale, just give me the answer, the solution. Just let it be easy. Just let it be easy. Just let me have this win. Exhale, it's not enough. Inhale, I want it to fit in a box. Exhale, it won't. Inhale, refinement. What direction am I going? Where am I going? Exhale, let it lead you. I invite you just to begin to breathe into the belly and breathe into your back body, your spine. And as you exhale, begin to sink into the lower body. Inhale, I'm too much, I'm too much, I'm too much, I'm too much, I'm too much. Exhale, let it settle. Inhale, I'm not enough, I'm not enough, I'm not enough, I'm not enough, I'm not enough. Exhale, let it settle. See if as you voice any more, as we inhale and exhale here, if this container around you can get a little bit wider, a little bit more. Maybe just naming emotions. You don't even have to say what they're saying. Just let the emotions be here. Anger, exhaustion, grief, sadness, aching, tired, lonely, bored, frustrated, stubborn, enough, giving up. And let's go in the opposite direction. Curious. Is there something that's opening? You don't have to be able to feel happiness right now. Curious. 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 Breathing in, breathing out. Find that place within that feels the most stable, either in your belly, your spine, or come into the heart. And we'll take 5 breaths and just begin to welcome in light into this present space, not asking any of the dark to leave, not asking any of the anger to leave, not asking anything to be transformed right now, but just to be presenced and witnessed. Inhale in through the heart. Connect to the space at the crown of the head, 8 inches above, 8 feet above. Welcome in light, welcome in connection to stars, connection to cosmos. Fill this being. Inhale, connect down into the center of the heart. Imagine the depths that you could actually carve down into the depths of your own heart and dig up the diamonds that are there. Exhale, release and relax into this body. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Inhale if you need to shake, if you need to move, if you need to roll your shoulders back, give yourself that space. Exhale, release. One more. Inhale. Imagine an open channel to cosmic light. Exhale. Shower that light into this place with everything still present. Allow yourself for a moment to just see. See how many voices are present. See how many pains in the body are present. See how many stories are moving through the mind. See how many whatever else that doesn't fit into words is present here. And just for this moment, while you have somebody else holding space with you, thank these things for letting themselves be seen. Thank these things for letting them, for letting them speak. And thank this light for being big enough to hold it all. Welcome. Welcome to this moment. Welcome to this year. My name is Libby, and I'm working on a process of creative embodiment, which means welcoming more of who we are. I was trained in Tantra, which is working with dark and with light. And it's my belief that this process of working with dark and light within ourselves and our collective will support a transition into a completely new way of life. And I tend to speak in larger ideals because I believe in them. I believe in world peace. I believe in global and social transformation. I believe in the revival and rise of the feminine. I believe in being a creator of your life. I believe that the power that we have called God for all of humanity is connected inherently with us, and it's still a mystery and something we get to stay open to. I believe that the process of science is going to continue to evolve until it is truly serving us, and that science gets to work hand in hand with our own systems of regulation that are not just coming from outside sources, but also coming up from within about how to inherently treat one another. I believe that we are all connected. I believe that it doesn't matter what the F I'm saying, even though our words deeply matter. Because this video is going to go like that. These moments are going to go like that. We are at a time where things are speeding up so much, and so much is opening. And it's taken me 7 years of disconnecting myself from the ways in which I was raised to begin to get to a place where I can speak all this casually. And still say, I'm bored. I'm bored. I came here for so much more fun and play than this. And I speak that also holding in tandem the extraordinary suffering that we are creating on this planet through neglecting source, nature, and each other. So I want to invite a process of helping people welcome a deeper knowing into their life this year. And even as I speak this, I'll speak the voice that goes through my head as I do this is, this doesn't make sense. There's not space for this. Be more precise, be more exact. Have a better system. Why did you have to go into all of that? Why are you sharing about your personal life right now? What are you even talking about? And I'm able to continue to record this and to post it in a public place and release it because I know that this is just one step in my process of continuing to allow what wants to speak in me to come out. This moment doesn't need to be done perfectly. This moment gets to be done authentically and in integrity. And it's in integrity right now for me to say, I'm not doing this. I'm not. A lot of people say things change when you hit 30. And I can just say, going through my Saturn return, being 29, approaching 30, and living 11 years, 12 years, if from leaving my house, my family's home at 18 to now, a voice that I thought was so stubborn and so obnoxious, this voice of like, I will not submit, I will not do this shit, I will not participate in this society in this way. This screaming voice that I kept thinking, get the fuck out of my head, is the number one voice that is taking me into this next season of life. And it is the most loving, kind, open, powerful voice. And I want to share that here because that is the heart. I'm a designer, so I make graphics and I make circles and lines and numbers and I get structural about things. But there is never, ever, ever, ever going to be a design that can capture this, that can capture learning to love whatever the fuck this being is. So let's see here. I am here to support you in your creative revolution. And your creative revolution is going to be a deeply personal revolution. Actually, maybe I shouldn't put that on you. Mine is deeply personal because I'm here to work on the human heart. Your creative revolution might involve other things. However, I don't believe we can do this revolution without the heart. And the foundation of what I am doing on this planet is helping people open to magic and miracles. And while there might be a more scientific way that I choose to describe that later on, I, as a little girl, liked acting, and I still like acting. And fuck if I'm going to live in a society where I have to pretend to be a scientist and not a witch, where I have to pretend to be a spiritual healer and not a researcher. I am all of them. Thank God for regulations that exist so that we can produce things that are quote unquote effective. But we also need to get to validate the things in the world that do not perfectly fit into our boxes. And fuck if I'm going to keep living in a society that has me belittle that because it doesn't have language for it yet. I am cursing a lot in this video, but that's because I'm motherfucking sick of this shit. And I'm tired of pretending that I'm conforming. I'm not. So, this concept of creative revolution, it's not going to be contained in any kind of professional thing. So, you might be coming out here to work with me thinking, like, I already have the voice going, like, you're getting really off key. Like, you're getting really, you're starting to get out there. People, they need deliverance. They need direction. They need clarity. Because when you're working on a business, this is the stuff that gets said to you. And you know what? People do need clarity. And you know what needs clarity? The clarity of listening to the freaking human heart. So that's the first thing that I want to say here is I am not here to help you create magic and miracles within your professional career. I'm not here to help you have a creative revolution that everyone can see and look at. I'm here to activate something in you that's so deep and so rich that it's going to disturb the entire climate of your internal planet. Okay. Sometimes I don't even know where these voices come from. So, if you're interested in that, you can get access to this larger PDF. But I want to just offer this little, let's say, just something to think about out here, okay? And then you can do the larger training later. And I might be a little bit more grounded for that training. What if this year was your creative revolution? What if this year you really did put a fuck no foot down to the things in your life that literally do not resonate? They don't resonate. And I'm going to stop sharing for a minute to just let's get resonance in for a minute. Resonance is you turn on the song on the radio and your body soothes. And resonance is you turn on a song you don't like and it's now, what happens when we're going through change is we're getting both of that because it's like the radio is changing and we're both getting like that feels so good and also everything's changing and I don't like it. It's so hard and I can't get clear. And me who's working on this stuff, I actually now have to be, unfortunately, fortunately, the person in people's lives who feels like that. And let me tell you, it's kind of scary because I'm a people pleaser. I'm formerly a people pleaser, and I really like when people like me. And it's actually quite difficult to have people not like me anymore. And at the same time, we're not doing this shit. We are not doing this shit. We are getting off these trains that say this is going in this direction and this is going in this direction because the direction we're going in, it doesn't have tracks. It does not have tracks. There's not the same rules that are happening that are happening in this thing. There's new rules that we have not adapted to yet. And this transition, it's not an easy one, but it's a fun one. So the thing that I want you to think about though, because what happened for me during the last decade is I was starting to shift my viewpoint and say, oh, I'm not just American, I belong to the world. And oh, I'm not just a physical being, I have a whole cosmic self. And oh, I really do want to listen to these voices to pursue sexuality work, but I don't know how to make it work. And I want to work in social justice, but how do I break the society and also be have money and whatever, all the Libby fears. There's 1,000 of them. What I wish that I knew was that I get to feel amazing. I get to absolutely feel amazing in this process. And as somebody who's been working on trauma healing as well, I don't mean to say that you're not going to feel pain. I don't mean to say that only good things are going to happen to you. I'm not a prosperity gospel preacher. And I'm not a manifestation coach in the realm that you're going to get the thing that you write down. I'm a manifestation coach and a prosperity gospel woman in terms of Jesus is here to motherfucking shake up your whole fucking world. And I'm a manifestation coach in terms of your soul wants things for you that you can't freaking predict. So let's listen to those. So the only like prosperity and manifestation that I'm talking about here is the one that's going to shake up your entire motherfucking world. That's the only one that I'm working with. And it's good news. Like it is good news. I studied religion and spirituality for many years before starting to work on creative embodiment. And even that, like a voice in my head was always like, I'm going to be a preacher, a teacher, or a missionary. I'm going to be somebody who's bringing God. I got to bring God. I love God. And the thing is, I was focusing so much on how to get the doctrine right and the theology right and how to never offend the figure of Jesus or the figure of any religion and bless sacredness that is beyond my comprehension. But I was not made to be in the church. I was not made to be confined by any structure, man-made or authorized by who knows what. And if they want to come down and smite me, they can. I'm working with them, not against them. And I can't wait in my work to bring so much imagery from religion and spirituality into what I do because I believe that it is through these models and understanding them from a new lens that we will actually boldly, boldly, boldly move beyond some of the traumas that are keeping our psyche, our spirit, our mind locked. And we need a free mind to be able to create a free society. It's not one or the other, and it's not one before the other. So, that being said, let's go back to opening to magic and miracles for a minute. How is it that you're going to feel good? What does it mean you're going to feel good during this revolution? What does it mean that you're going to feel good? But isn't the earth on fire, and isn't all these horrible things happening, and isn't the whole human existence just so painful, and everything's painful and everything's suffering? So much love to all the parts of us that are in pain, in myself, in others, and the parts that are in deep suffering, because there is a lot of people and things on this planet that are in a deep, unjust suffering that could shift based on our relationship to it, based on our acknowledging, based on our choices. And fuck if you only came here to feel suffering. When Buddha said all of life is suffering, he didn't mean go have a pity party alone. All of life is here for us. All of life is asking for us to know it. All of life is speaking to us. All of life is reflecting God's glory, if that's how you want to see it. All of life is asking for us to love it. All of life is inviting us into it. All of life is speaking through your mind, your vessel, your being. Thank you, thank you, thank you to the structures I was raised in that said, if it's not through Jesus, it doesn't exist. If you don't love God in this way, you don't blah, blah, blah. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for these strong structures I was raised in so that I could plunge past them. This is what it looks like. This is one example. I'm only one example. We are coming through trauma in a lot of different ways. But I just want to say this being, this child, this woman is one example, one example of what it looks like to face our cages and say, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not. I refuse. I refuse. And there is going to be who knows what level of power needed to break out of these cages that we're in. But I just encourage you. Thank God I will have a preacher's heart. I encourage you to open yourself up to the parts of you who know that the exact things that are torturing you are the exact things you came here to free yourself from. And when I speak that, the voices who have so much fear about what the fuck are you saying, Libby, are quiet because they also want to be loved. They also want to be cared for. And the other ones that are thinking, people are going to watch this video and they're going to want to put you away. Oh, you don't make sense. Oh, there's so many stories. There's so many people who've told me you don't make sense. I don't get it. I don't get what you're saying. You're talking too much. Can run their tracks. And I can look to them and I can say, bless you, beautiful pieces of me. And we have shit to do. Fuck if I'm going to live another year in this prison. This is what I am bringing with creative embodiment. And it feels fucking good to just acknowledge I'm bringing something religious. I am bringing my own Bible to this moment because thank the Lord. God didn't stop speaking in a burning bush. God is speaking through all of us. God is speaking through every breath and every moment. And I can be humble enough to say, I don't even know what the fuck that means myself. But I know that by opening myself to magic and miracles, by submitting to an authority that is so well beyond what anyone has put out for me, this being is getting free. This being does not belong to the authority of anyone on this planet or in future generations. The authority belongs here. The authority comes through here. This is where we can start to lead from. This is where conflict is going to start to become the most beautiful thing we have ever faced. And I say this as someone who for years has been saying I'm working on peace building, but feeling so tense and tight and neglectful and pushing down. I will not sit here and say I have a rule book for that. I don't. But I have instruction through my freaking soul that the human heart will guide us through this, that our conflict will be the birthplace of love, that it won't be stepping back and pretending that we are in peace and love. It will be living so deeply in the essence and the energy of peace and love and light that we will come to the table fully with darkness, demons, that which scares us, that which feels unstoppable, that which is mind, that which is gripping, that which is attached, that which is holding us. And we'll go in knowing that God within heart has got us. I'm never good at keeping things short. And I don't want to be right now. This is what this year gets to be about. This is what this year gets to be about. I'm not waiting any longer. Are you? You get to take your time. And also, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Because it's all going to be shaken. It's all being shaken. Your being is shaken. And it's good. It's safe. It's safe to be shaken right now. Every voice that I voiced at the beginning is coming through the screens and the connections from me coaching other people. And what I love about coaching is that I can feel the through lines coming through. The things that I voice are things from coming through people who are pushing past their own boundaries and speaking and letting these voices speak. And how many more years, how many more decades are we going to be a victim to our own emotions that have been stuffed and stored for generations? We are the generation that's going to unlock the heart. And my motherfucking God, is it scary? It's scary. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm not scared. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. The heart will lead us. The heart will guide us. And that does not mean that we eliminate mind. It does not mean we look away. It is the ability to look head on into the fire. It is the ability to look head on into the eyes of the dragon. It is the ability to look head on into what is ahead and say, this being can hold this. And I say this as someone who lied in my bed last night and said, dear God, I can't do this. I can't. That is the normal cry of my soul. I can't. I can't do it. And yet, over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, that voice just needs to be heard, because what it's saying is, I'm scared and it's heavy. The work is hard. I don't know and no one's taught me. And when you hear that voice, it's pretty worth listening to. Because if a child came to you and said that, you'd be empathetic. And the only difference for me being able to post a video like this and begin to speak this out loud is I'm not sure, but it's boredom and need to play. I was given a huge need to play and to play in the greatest adventure there is. The greatest adventure there is building a new, being a part of the new earth, the new world, the new age. And it's not about a dream. It's about an embodied knowing that we came to experiment with. Okay. Now that I've gotten sufficiently estranged from the Libby who would sit at a computer and draw circles, let's look at a couple circles. You get to feel good. Your creative revolution gets to include 3 different pillars. So when you sit, I don't want you just thinking about your goals. Who the fuck cares about your goals? Okay, care about your goals. We have needs. We were born with physical needs. And I want you to think about what you want to co-create this year. I want you to think about what it is you actually want to be a part of, because we're in a tapestry. We're in a living, moving, breathing art piece. So co-create means you and source, you and support systems, you and nature, you and others. This video, this expression, this flow of emotion, it's not coming through me alone. This is coming from my interaction, from people I love, from people who are pushing me, from people who are seeing me, from people who are pushing back on me. Thank God. Thank God I get to grow, because I'd be really freaking bored if I just stayed the same. And there's things that are way more interesting than staying in the same place. And yet, I contain the things that I'm seeking. So when I talk about co-creating, I'm asking you to consider 3 different places. Your genius. Who do you get to be? Who are you uncovering? What are you committed to uncovering in yourself? Commitment will take you out of the state of I have to be someone and take you into this place of if you deeply loved this child, if you deeply loved this whole world of being, what might you be committed to on this world, in this world? Because this expression of Libby is coming from 5 years of deep, deep, devoted care. Thank God. Love you. Heart opening. What quality of relationship am I claiming responsibility for? Claiming and reclaiming, we're talking about in the heart. Because why the fuck did we settle for this shit? That's what I have to say. Why the fuck are we stopping here? We can be way more connected than this. We can be way more loving than this. We can be way more just than this. We can be way more flavorful and juicy and delicious and conscious and capable and curious and dedicated and devotional than this. So that's what we're talking about when we're saying claiming responsibility, because that responsibility starts with you. You have to be, I have to say to myself, more than what anyone else thinks, I don't want to fucking live another fucking day in this fucking prison having to confide by these rules. And I have the authority on that in my being. And then the third space of prosperity. What qualities of abundance am I choosing to open to? This is not just money abundance. This is abundance of spirit, abundance of energy, abundance of truth, abundance of knowing, abundance of trust, abundance of energy, abundance of goodness, abundance of light, abundance of fullness, wholeness. And the affirmation I have on here is I'm open to the transformation of my life and world. I can't on my own. I'm one of 8 billion. I am not here to transform the world, but I can transform my life and my world in 12 months. So what does that look like? So that's what I want to tap you into. 3 pillars: exploration of the world. And then there's going to be 2 things that I encourage you to look at. And if you work with me directly, we work on this over 12 weeks. But I'm really asking you to first begin to practice this with yourself. First is this on the left, this expanded definition of genius, heart opening, prosperity as your process of co-creation. So whatever you're creating has to do with you actually being more in your gifts, with you actually being more in your heart opening, with you being more in your prosperity. All of that gets to be included. We are not creating prosperity outside of you. We are creating prosperity through you, through your being. And the beautiful thing about commitment and claiming and devotion and choosing is that you also get to acknowledge yourself as part of a collective there. So for some of us, abundance is going to mean actually shifting the financial stability in our own lives. And for some of us, abundance is going to mean shifting the entire economic system or participating in other kinds of evolution, revolution, and rebirth. And there's space for it. There's space here. We don't all need to be doing the same thing. Okay. When it comes to the day-to-day now, like Libby, you're traveling through the ether and the universe and the heart and the body, and I don't understand what you're talking about. I don't understand. And also, Libby, I'm tired. And I hear you. I really do hear that you're tired, but I want to propose that the tiredness that you're feeling is actually from not exerting yourself. The same way if you've lied in bed for too long, you're exhausted. I study a lot from the Baha'i writings, and the Baha'i writings say, rise from your slumber. And this is such a beautiful call to the spirit, because it's like we are in our beds exhausted from not doing what it is we came here to do. And so that's what I want to welcome. And I also want to welcome you to expand. When you think about your genius, your heart opening, your prosperity, think of ours, think of us too. Because when you only think of yours, you're going to call to mind all the demons as well. And demons I use literally to mean the voices in your head, the voices in our collective that don't care for our progress. But our collective, the babies waking up today who are asking, am I going to have food to eat in the next 80 years of my life on this planet? Are the people who are in decision-making positions of power right now who are going to be gone in 30 years? Do they give a fuck that for the next 80, I'm going to be here with the sun and the planet and the moon and the stars and my fellow beings? Or are they only making choices in direction of them? You know, this is up to us to be prioritizing the generations to come, up to us to say that I am one with you who are across the world. I'm one with you who are in the future generation, and I will steward this moment toward this collective creative revolution, revolution, and rebirth, and trust that I am supported in that. I will do what needs to be done. I will show up. I will let my heart be opened. And so our collective is also moving on this. Can I, when I'm picturing my genius, raise my expectations for the genius of our collective? Can I raise my expectations for the genius of for the opening of our collective heart? And can I raise my expectation for the welcoming in of a new quality of prosperity? So the tiredness is real. It's not unreal, but it's not the end of the story. The power that you have is infinite and not even slightly tapped. You are storing water, you're storing energy, you're storing power. It is time for you to start to release it slowly. And so here begins this twofold of working with yang energy, masculine energy, structured energy, and yin. So I call it surprise, but openness and flow. This is what we're going to do to heave and hoe, birth this baby. This is what we're going to do to birth this world. This world is the world you're birthing in your life. And then there's going to be a collective world we're birthing too. But you get to birth yours. Don't worry. Don't worry. You're not going to be left out. You don't have to conform to the way that I see it. Libby's world is very electric and colorful, and you can let Libby have her world and you have your world too. So the thing that I'm inviting you into, the voice in my head's like, you're crazy. And the rest of me is like, thank God, please get crazier because I can't fucking stand another year not crazy. This is what happens as you keep growing with your mind. I really hope that I get to live longer without getting like thrown in any place, at least for a little while. But that's why I have to make these videos too. Okay. Your yang, your structure side is going to be about taking consistent action over time. This is daily practice. Isn't that soothing? Your girl's talking about the whole world changing, and yet what I'm talking about is consistent action over time. The thing that led me here making this video 3 years ago, I just had a intention about navigating, expanding my perspective on what God is. That was 4 years ago, actually. And now I'm over here doing this. Consistent action over time. I never had the full vision. I just look for daily ways. And that goes to the second part, letting your genius, your heart, your prosperity lead you. This is your heart. This is your heart that's so much bigger, so much bolder, so much more curious. It's a burning flame that will never, ever, 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 ever go out. This is the part that our whole culture, society has taught us to put away. This is why there's a woman behind me, just so you can remember the face of woman, just so you can remember we're reviving, we're rebirthing, we're coming back alive. Shh, 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 shh. It's okay. It's okay. It's so natural to be afraid of the fire. It's so natural to feel afraid. It's all right. It's okay. Remember who you are. Remember how powerful you are. Remember you can work with this. You can hold this. You're perfectly capable. You have all the strength. You're a fire keeper. You know how to navigate this. You're a water keeper. You know how to navigate this. You're a wind keeper. Okay, I'm diving into Avatar a little bit, but you get what I mean. You are the steward of this. And look how you're looking at this fire and you're freaking the fuck out. But you know what? You came here to learn how to work with it. This both and. Your daily practice is going to come from some intuition, some idea about what's going to support you in this life. Luckily, you were born with a physical being, so you actually have literal needs that are going to contribute to your daily action. But what about the daily actions of the heart, the mind, the soul, the spirit, energy? Okay. Infinite things. If you don't know where to start there, sign up for my newsletter every Monday, and I send a whole bunch of teachers, heart, mind, energy, body. Okay. That's going to be the daily action side. And the rest is going to be starting to let this heart lead. Let the heart lead. Let the heart lead. We are reviving. We are rebirthing. We are allowing. We are coming in something brand new. We've never been here before. And it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It's scary. It feels scary. It's intense. It feels intense. But we're not alone. We're not doing it alone. We're all holding this. You know what's going to hurt a lot more than not giving birth? No, than giving birth? Not giving birth. You know what's going to hurt a lot more than letting the fire out and having it be chaotic? Is holding it back and letting it burn us alive. I mean, actually, no matter what, it's going to burn you alive and the phoenix is going to come forth, or you're going to allow it to, be something you wield and use. The last thing I'll say is like, as somebody who's a year ago was just working at not just, but was working at a coffee shop in Michigan. I'm working at, I'm working on a laptop in a house. That, of course, the voices in me are like, I was made for so much more than this. I want to be on Broadway. I want to be moving. I want to be these won a lot of things and they're going to find them. But if I hadn't listened, I wouldn't even have made it here. And where I am now, it's so peaceful. It's so peaceful. Yes, I wake up with my mind going crazy. Yes, I wake up with depressive thoughts. Yes, I wake up with sadness. Yes, I cry. And the fire in me has got me so deeply that all of those parts, they get to come along for the ride. This is the meaning of parts work. Parts work is not meant to just get you through therapy, get you through something challenging. Parts work is our collective working with the beings within us. You are not so simple. You cannot be so confined, refined to this arm, this hand, this body. I invite you in 2025 to let it be weird. Let it be unknown. We've had so many movies, so many things that are reminding us of this everything, everywhere, all at once. Like these, in some ways, are capturing us, but in some ways, they're also saying, look deeper, look deeper. The fantasy, the things that we're writing, the things that we're creating, our collective, so much of our collective is calling us forward. And can you also be aware that there's other parts that are fruitless, that have not a view for our goodness and our wholeness, but that you contain. You contain what you need to face this. You have your own unique message. You have your own unique compass. What hurts more than coming close to the fire is resisting it, pretending it's not there. It is here. What hurts more than stopping making the video and putting away the video because the voice in my head is thinking, I have to get to dinner and no one understands what I'm saying, is letting that voice run my life. Because I'm a cosmic scientist, and that is an obnoxious phrase. I get it. But I am a creatrix. I'm a creator. I'm larger than life. I do not fit into these boxes. And that part of me, she's taken one action a day for over 5 years in the direction of aliveness, spark, and heart. And through that, limitlessness has been opened. All you ever need to do is one action a day to start. You see the sacred geometry behind me? The other side of the woman is a sacred geometry. Look at that light. Look at that interconnection. Imagine if all I had was a circle there. Look at the moon on the other side. The moon is not flat, but in an image, it's flat. How many things are we drawing that are flat? We don't live in a world that is flat. We live in a world that is holographic. I'm learning what that means, so I'm not going to try to define it. But we live in a world that has openness and resonance and structure and communication, and we get to tap into it. We don't have to settle. This is actually the time where we absolutely get to release. We absolutely get to let go. We absolutely get to be starters and activators and catalysts of this change. And you get to start with your own life. You get to start with just helping yourself feel good, with helping more of your genius come forth, with helping more of your heart open, with helping more of your prosperity be activated. You also get to open to the collective questions there. But don't get trapped into thinking it's either or. We are doing them together. As promised, I will do a longer video about the nuances of actually beginning to set up that day to day. But this connection with the heart, this connection with being sick of this This is important right now. This is important at a time when everything is polished and pretty. Let's be unpolished a little bit more. Let's let it crack open a little bit more. Let's let it be awkward a little bit more. We can take a little more discomfort. We can do it. We can take a little more pain. We can take a little bit more unsureness. Let's let it crack more than trying to keep everything together when it wants to burst. It wants to change. You are loved.